4 ways British and American New Year's is very different. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to checking this one out because I don't really know too much how different America and Britain can be celebrating New Year's. I kind of just thought it would always be the same. Like, you know, you got the fireworks, you got the celebrations, you got the family parties, the outdoor parties, the massive firework displays. Yeah, I'm excited to get into this one. Before we do, like 80% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. If you're one of the 80%, I appreciate if you can hit that subscribe button down below. I hope you all have an amazing New Year's. But yeah, let's jump straight into this.
Hello and Happy New Year to all of the good people out there, plus Uncle Toby.
Not the
I'm
bad
Lawrence
ones.
and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains
New
to
Year's.
the New Year. And I know what you're thinking. Ooh, Lawrence, I thought you gave up alcohol. I did. This is sparkling water. Anyway, when I first moved to the United States, my first New Year celebration didn't seem much different to those that I experienced back in Britain. But then as the years went on, I started to notice that I'd been completely and utterly a little bit incorrect. Because while both countries do the countdown to midnight, and drink and indulge in fireworks, the way we do these things, as well as other traditions, does differ on either side of the pond.
How?
And if you've somehow gone the whole of 2023 without subscribing to this channel, do that now.
Yes, his link will be in the description. Make sure you do that, and also mine as well. I appreciate you guys. This year's been crazy. I appreciate everyone that showed their love and support on the channel. You guys are honestly amazing.
In the meantime, here are 4 ways that British and American New Year is very different.
Let's see. Good luck.
The first of these is the ways in which both countries try to engineer good luck going into the new year.
Okay.
What do I mean by that? Well, for some answers, I'm going to hand you off to YouTube sensation Lawrence Brown, who is me. In Scotland, and by extension parts of northern England, there's a tradition called first footing, in which the first extension parts of northern England, there's a tradition called first footing, in which the first person to enter a home on January 1st brings good luck for the rest.
What? Yo, I'm telling you, bro, I've never, maybe it's way North England, right? Because I'm more Midlands. I've never seen people, like, on New Year's when the countdown's happened and it's New Year's, like, I've never looked out my window and seen loads of people stepping into their homes. Bro, I'm going to do that tonight. I'm gonna have a run around the block and look at all the houses, see if there's anyone, like, going into their homes, first person in.
Rest of the year. Now, this doesn't include burglars. We're talking about family members or friends of the people who live in the house. And it's not always true, because for me, last January 1st, the first person to enter my house was Chainsaw Jim, who subsequently stole my fence. But it is a tradition that plays a big role in the Scottish hogmanay traditions. In the US, specifically in the South, the biggest good luck charm is the black-eyed peas. Just black-eyed peas, not the band, food. Consumption of the black-eyed pea dish, Hoppin' John, on New Year's Day is seen as a harbinger of good luck for the year ahead, unless it's me doing the cooking.
Really?
You would not believe.
Oh, yeah, that's the most trippy thing. I'll be celebrating New Year's in the future for you guys. How weird is that? So anyone in America watching this, I'll be celebrating in like 6 hours ahead of you. And then you guys will be celebrating. That's so trippy, man. That's weird.
Believe how much of an impact time zones can have on one's New Year's celebrations. Firstly, growing up in Britain, I and the rest of the country were on the...
Yo, that's tripping me out now. That's actually... Bro, I'm thinking about it. I'll be in 2024 before you lot. What?
Exact same time zone. So all of our celebrations were in perfect unison. It never occurred to me that there are countries around the world where this is not the case. And one of those countries is the United States. Now, when I lived in Indianapolis, this wasn't really a problem. And that's because I was on Eastern Standard Time, which is the same time zone as Times Square. There's a lot of time involved. But then I moved to Chicago and I was suddenly 1 hour behind New York. From then on, watching Dick Clark's Rocking New Year's Eve felt weird because I was celebrating something that wouldn't happen for an hour yet.
Oh, yeah. Because in America, isn't like New York the big firework? Oh, that's weird. So like in the UK, everyone will have like the London TV program on to see like the London fireworks, right? Because we all celebrate at the same time. But in America, you'll be watching like the New York one. I don't know which one it is, but you'll be watching like the big New York display. And you might be an hour behind, 2 hours, whatever. That's weird.
And then I consider that in addition to those 2 time zones, there are 4 more. Mountain, 2 hours behind New York. Pacific, 3 hours behind. Alaska, Aleutian, 4 hours behind. And Hawaii, 5 hours.
Damn.
All that said, I'm going to let you in on a little secret that I discovered this week. If you extend this to include American territories, as well as British territories, both have exactly 9 time zones apiece.
Huh?
So in that respect, you could say that we're not so different, you and
like Canada, British territory?
I'm not drunk.
Is that what it means?
And then there's the countdown itself, and in Britain, all eyes turn to the Elizabeth Tower, or as it's known to purists, Big Ben.
Yeah.
And even those purists will be quick to point out that traditionally Big Ben was the name of the bell and not the tower, but I digress. In hindsight, I suppose it's weirdly logical to count down to the new year by staring at one of the world's most famous clocks. And for me, the sound of Big Ben's gong, which I promise isn't rude in any way, will forever be synonymous with the passing of one year to the other.
I thought Big Ben was much bigger than that. I thought Big Ben was a lot. I thought Big Ben was massive. Like massive. Like I'm on about, it's still going. Maybe because most of the time that I watch the New Year celebration was when I was like a kid. Like, to be fair, the past few years, I've not really done much for New Year's, like the night. I've not really done... Actually, yeah, that'd be interesting. You guys comment down below. What do you do New Year's night? Do you celebrate? Do you go big? Do you just have a quiet one? And what kind of like traditions do you do? Me, recently, like this New Year's tonight, I'm going to my family. I'm going to spend it with my family and stuff. So that's pretty cool. But the past few years, I've just kind of just had a quiet one and just chilled and just gave myself goals for the next year.
One year to the other. In America, we watch a ball drop. Again, that's not dirty. And that's because the ball in question is massive and made out of crystal. And instead of taking place in the country's capital city, which probably wouldn't allow buildings of this height, the ball is dropped in New York. And I don't really know what happens once the ball reaches its final destination. Does it smash into a million pieces?
That'd be cool.
Because that would mirror the fate of most of my champagne glasses. Actually, I'm just hearing from an article that I read online that it does not smash, it comes to a rest.
Oh, wow.
So on the one hand, it's good, but on the other, it doesn't make for such a resting television.
At least they don't injure people. Huh? Auld Lang Syne. Huh?
Auld Lang Syne. Is there any song out there more synonymous with the new year? Happy New Year by ABBA. And at this point you might be thinking, Lawrence, I know for a fact that Auld Lang Syne is sung in both Britain and America. So what's going on?
Oh no, it's going to be one of those songs that I don't recognize by name, but I'm going to know. It's the typical standard popular New Year song that we sing, isn't it? But I can't remember it.
See, this song became synonymous with the New Year in both countries at different times and for different reasons. In fact, the song's lyrics were the work of renowned Scottish...
Oh, that's it. Dun, 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 dun. Wait, is that as popular in America?
Scottish poet Robert Burns, who, while adopting an existing traditional tune, came up with the piece in 1788.
Oh, is
and
that
shortly
old?
thereafter, 2 things happened with this song. Firstly, it became associated with Scottish New Year celebrations, and secondly, it would shortly do the same in the rest of Britain.
Right.
And at this time, you may or may not know that Britain was forming a colonial empire, and the tradition spread to many of its colonies. But absent from that list was the United States. This perhaps owes a lot to the fact that by then, the United States had become the first country to gain independence from the British, and from the 19th century was forming holiday traditions of its own. So then when did Auld Lang Syne take off here? And the answer is easy: the 20th century. Because it was popularised here not by a Scotsman or an Englishman, but another perfectly good setup for a joke, a Canadian. Band leader Guy Lombardo, presumably familiar with the Scottish tradition, performed the song every New Year's Eve with his band, the Royal Canadians, broadcast to a North American audience every year from the late 1920s to the 1970s. Oh, wow. And it's been a New Year staple here ever since.
Oh, so this song that's playing in the background, I know the song now. I didn't recognize it by name. I should have, but my bad. But that song's that's interesting. I thought that was just kind of like a UK kind of song, because a lot of the songs I'm learning, like Christmas as well. You guys listen to a lot of different songs to us, even though we listen to a lot of American ones. I didn't realize that was a American thing as well. That's cool.
And on that note, pun intended, I'm all out of water, so I'm going to go and refill and count in the new year, which at the time of this video isn't until tomorrow, but just pretend that it is today. Thank you to all of you for another record-breaking year at
I enjoyed checking that one out. 2023 was a crazy year for me. You guys are amazing. We've hit so many goals on the YouTube, and that's all down to you guys that are watching this. I appreciate every single one of you. I hope you all have an amazing New Year's with whatever you're doing, and next year will be amazing for all of us. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you thumbs up, subscribe for more content. I'll see you all in the New Year's. Peace.